Welcome back to the channel. So today in this video we will be covering union and union all, the difference between these two. So in this series we are covering the top interview questions in PySpark, right? So you must have seen the union and union all difference between these two in SQL interview, right? So this question very oftenly asked in the PySpark interview also. And so let's see what is the union. Union is used to merge two data frame of the same structure or schema, right? So like for performing the union, we should have the same structure and schema. So when the interviewer will ask this question, he will also expect you to know like what one should do when we have a different schema. For that case, like whenever we deal with the different schema, we can use the union by name, right? We will see all these things in this video, right? So let's see. And if you read here, so union all, since union and union all, like both the work of both the function is same. So what PySpark has done, they have removed this, or we can say that they have deprecated this function from version 2.0.0 onwards, right? And they are recommending that we should use union method only, right? We will see like union and union on all those things. So let's create a data frame. So if you see here, we are creating a data frame one. So this is data frame one. We have where we have a columns like employee name, employee gender, and employee salary, right? And we have five record: Alice, Bob, Charles, David, and A. And let me create this data frame. Okay. So if you see, we have five record with three columns. Now let's see the data frame two. So if you see here, here also we have the same schema: employee name, employee gender, and employee salary. Here also we have employee name, employee gender, and employee salary, right? So let me create the data frame two also. Now, since we have the same data, same schema, we can join, like we can merge these two data frame, right? So basically, a union is used for what? It is used for merging the data frame, right? So let's merge these two data frame. So we can write df1 union df2. So this is the name of the data frame which we will get, and we can write df1 union, and we can pass df2, and let me run this. Awesome, right? So now we have the data frame. If you see, we have only three column. We should have three column in the output, but how many records? Five records from the data frame 2 and five records from data frame 1. Then we should have 10 records in this union data frame, right? So let's see. Let me run this. Okay. So now if you see, we have 10 records, right? Five records from data frame 1, five records from data frame 2. So this is the union, right? Okay. So as we saw over here, the union and union all is same, right? So and they have deprecated the union all, but let's write the union all also. So I'm running it by making union all, and let me run this again, and let me show the data again. So if you see, we have the same. We have 10 records and the result is same, right? So that's why I think they have deprecated the union all function. Okay. So now if you see, we have the unique record, like each and every record is unique. We don't have repetition in the record. But there is a possibility when we join two data frame, there can be duplicates, right? So let me demonstrate that also. So what I will do, I will copy this record, like this is data frame one, right? So I will copy this record again. So now we have two record for Eve, right? In data frame one, and let me paste the same record over here also, right? Over here also, and let me run this. So we have Eve, three records should be there, right? Two record from data frame one, if you can see here. Let me run this again. Okay, now this is data frame one, right? So if you see here, we have two record from data frame one for the Eve, right? And similarly, we have added the Eve also over here, and let me run this again. Okay, now if you see, Eve is also here. So now we have six record here also and six record here also, right? So total Eve record is three, right? and let me do the union. So instead of union all, we should use union, right? So that is recommended also. And let me run this again. Now we should have 12 records, right? So if you see here, we have two record Eve from the data frame 1, and we have six record over here also. We have Eve here. So that means we have three Eve, like three record, and which are like all the columns are also same, and each and everything is same, right? So this is like, what if we want the unique record in the union data, right? So what we can do, if we can, so this is the case, like what if we have duplicate while performing the union? So in that case, what we can do, we can use the distinct, right? We can use the distinct function. So let me use that. So we can write, so this is the data frame, right? So we can write data frame dot distinct, right? And we can catch this in df unique, right? And let me run this. Okay, and let me show you the unique record. Now we should have 10 records, and that should be unique, right? There should not be multiple record for the E. Okay, now if you see, we have only one record for you, right? We don't have multiple records, and total count is 10, right? Let's verify that using df unique. Okay, unique dot count, right? So we can use this action count to find the number of record in the list. Awesome, nice, right? We have 10 records. So this is the case when we have the same schema, right? When we have the same schema. Okay, now let's understand how we can deal with uh, data frame when we have a different schema, right? So in that case, we need to use the union by name, right? So in this case also, like there are two cases. The first case is data frame with the same column name, when we have the same column name on the both the data frames. And the second case is when we have the different column name. Let's see how we can deal with both the cases. Okay. So if you see here, I'm creating a data frame 1 where we have records like 10, 20, 30, and the column names are column 0, column 1, column 2. And let me run this. Okay, so now you can see this is the data frame 1 with only one record, right? And with three columns. And see carefully over here, the column name, column 01, column 02, and sorry, column 2, right? And let me create the data frame 2 also. So here also we have the same column, right? 0, 1, and 2. And the values are 100, 200, and 300. Let me run this also. Okay, now we have this record, and now perform the union by name. So what union by name does, it union the data not on the position but on the column name. So what will happen? Column 0, right? Column 0. This here we have 10 in the data frame 1, and in the column 0 in the data frame 2 we have 100. So what should happen? In the column 1 we should have two record, 10 and 100, right? Similarly, in column 2, column 1, we have 20 over here in the data frame 1, and in the data frame 2, we have 200. So, like we should have 20 and 200, right? In the first record and the second record. Similarly for column 2 also. So, let me do that. So, we can write df3 equal to df1 union by name. Okay, union by name, and we can write df2 over here, right? So df2, and let me run this. Okay, and now let me print the df3. So df3 dot so, right? Let me run this. Okay, now we are getting what we were expecting, right? So we have the data. Now this is the case when we have the column name same, right? We don't have any mismatch in the column, right? And union by name, as the name suggests, the function name itself suggests that it is doing the union by name, like it is referencing to the name of the columns and then doing the union, right? Now let's see the case 2, right? Difference, like the case 2 is the data frame with the different column names. Okay, now if you see here, the data frame one. Let me create this, then we'll explain you. Okay, now if you see here, we have the data frame with the column name as 0, column 1, column 2, and record is same 10, 20, 30. And now if you see here, this is the data frame 2, and let me run this. So now if you see here, we have column 1, column 2, column 3. Okay, so what is the difference? So if you see here, it is starting from 0 and ending at 2, but this one is starting at 1 and ending at 3. Now, so the difference is here we have column 0 and here we have column 3, right? So these two are mismatched, but column 1 and column 2, these two are same. So these two will join properly, right? But there is a issue with these two columns. So if you do the union, so it will not happen, right? But to deal with such cases, we have union by name. That's why, right? So let me run this. So we can write df3 over here, df3 equal to df1 dot union by name, and we can write df2, right? And let me run this. Okay, so now if you see here, what we are getting, cannot resolve column, cannot resolve column name call 0 among column 1, column 2, and column 3. Okay, so let me print the schema of both the data frame, right? So let me print over here, print schema. So this is column data frame 1, and let me print the for data frame 2. So we can write print schema, right? And let me run this. Okay, now if you see here, this is for column data frame 1, this is for data frame 2. Now if you see, we are like doing the union by name of this data frame with this data frame. And if you see here, what it is saying, cannot resolve column name 0. So it is not finding like column with names call 0 in this data frame. That's why it is throwing this error. So the solution for this problem is, here we can pass one parameter, allow missing column. So we can write true, and let's run it again. Okay, this ran successfully without any error. And let me print the data frame, right? Okay, now if you see, now in the output we have 4 columns. That is column 0, we have 10 from the data frame 1. We didn't had any column 0 in the second data frame. That's why we have null. And for these two columns, like column 0 and column 1, there were match. So we have all the record. And for the column 3, so there were no column such column as call 3. So that's why we have null from the data frame 1, but we have a value from data frame 2. So this is the scenario where we are handling um, the two data frame. We are like you doing the union, but with the name, and the schema is also mismatching. So yes, now we have covered, I think, all the questions over here, which can probably you can get in your interview. So I will provide this the create statement, right? You can play with this in your notebook also, Databricks notebook. And if you like this content, then please do like, subscribe, and share the channel. And if you're new to this channel, you can like check out the playlist. Like we have the scenario-based PySpark interview question, scenario-based SQL interview question, and DSA interview questions. So you can like check out those videos also. So let's meet in the next problem. Until then, bye.